Well, I tried to warn you guys before that we were facing the false messianic timelines. And literally, right as we walk into the new presidency, we're seeing an unfoldment of events that are extremely hair-raising in terms of those who've been worshiping false fallen Pleiadian teachers and fallen galactic teachers and beings who really aren't ascended, and they're creating distortions and selling false truths into the spiritual community. And so it's really important, guys, that you're careful with who you're watching, because just because they say that they're a star seed does not mean that they're ascended. Just because they say they're psychic does not mean they're enlightened. And you need to understand the difference, because we are dealing with a muddy pool of a lot of beings who are copycatting true ascended teachings and causing problems in the spiritual community as well as in the world for everyone. As we enter into this false messianic timeline, literally within only a couple of days, a lot of events have already unfolded that are quite hair-raising in terms of MAGA and Maha and issues surrounding Israel and issues surrounding the United States and things that are happening with things that are being passed already right away that are going to affect humanity and humanity's health. And it's important that you understand that if somebody is promising you, that they're talking to the Pleiadians and they're actually supporting the things that are unfolding right now, they're not being honest with you. They are not talking to the Pleiadians. There's no way that the Pleiadians are okay with the things that are unfolding, especially what happened today. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can do a little research on some of the support that just happened with Trump in relation to mRNA vaccines that they're now saying can help with cancers. There's also a lot of characters that are being propagated in the Congress at this time that you need to keep a really strong eye on. The Pleiadians are not at all in support of this situation, because it's actually walking us into a Trojan horse situation. It's not what you think it is. And so unfortunately what happened was a lot of trickery, again, chaos makers and key men that work both in the 4D astral, also in the 3D world, who are manipulating a lot of the characters in the 3D world. And they're being, they basically created a whole lot of chaos on, let's say, the left side of things. And they made things so torturous, energetically, emotionally torture, and other types of psyops and things like that, to cause people to hurry up and run the other direction in the right, because they were tortured by everything that they were being presented with on the left. But you have to understand that the key makers, the key men, and the chaos makers, they're actually orchestrating both sides of things, and they know exactly how to manipulate people. They use these AI technologies to monitor humanity, to pay attention to your psychology, and to be able to control and manipulate you. And so they know exactly what you're thinking and what you want, and then they create a false hero for what it is that you're saying that you want, because it's so easy to manipulate you if you guys aren't using higher intelligence. Some of these beings work with ETs, and these ETs have extreme high intelligence, and so they know how to completely manipulate masses of people. And they're using AI technologies and ET technologies even that are doing harm for humanity. So it's really important that you're paying attention to the things that are being presented to you, and that you recognize that there is behind the scenes people that are monitoring the way that you think, so that you can not be so transparent in ways that make you vulnerable. The left and right mentality of the human beings and the social structure that's created left versus right kind of thinking is a design from the negative aliens that's actually intended to be able to fracture your consciousness so that you're easier to manipulate and control. So if you're trying to get through the matrix and you're trying to understand what's going on in the world today, You need to be able to step out of that left versus right thinking and start to think only for yourself through the center cortex of your brain. If you get caught up in the political kind of conversations, or boys against girls, or blacks against whites, you are now under the control of demonic entities, because that's exactly how they fracture your consciousness so that they can control you. It's not just humans that are doing that, it's entities that are doing that too. And you're giving them permission by choosing to participate in that kind of a lower state of consciousness. So again, be really careful with what you're seeing happening right now. There are many fallen galactic teachers and fallen Pleiadian channels that aren't channeling anything except demons. And they're selling you demonic belief structures to keep your consciousness and your energy trapped in lower dimensional frequencies. And they are feeding on your energy when they do that. And unfortunately, there are a lot of them in the spiritual community that are selling you that, even with the false Messianic being that's in place right now as well. That was never came from the Pleiadians, that was a perfect being. Now, every soul has light in them and every soul has potential, but it's very crystal clear for those of us that are ascended that situation is not the light that you think that it is. It's a false light structure, and it's going to be very, very dangerous for humanity. I hope that those who are meant to hear this message can understand and receive the transmission. And my name is Ellen Red. I'm an Ascension Guide, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.